We're here with Idris Elba at the Meridian conference. Idris, pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me, Sam. It's great to be here.
Yeah. First of all, just what are you doing here at Meridian?
Well, I'm here because, I partnered with Stellar Foundation. We did a commercial together talking about, the sort of human potential, financial inclusion, freeing the borders of ideas using tools. And I was really, I made the commercial probably about, 9 months ago, maybe even longer. We've been speaking for about a year.
Yeah.
And just watching, the transition of sort of like building this idea around some of the things that I was thinking about how to, help emerging economies, emerging creators more specifically, giving them tools to sort of find a way to be included financially. And Stella and I really ideated on stuff. The commercial was a product of that, and an ongoing relationship, which is come and meet this community that use Stellar Stellar Network. So that's why I'm here. I'm really I came to speak, but I'm really here as a sort of supporter.
And I figure you get a lot of requests to partner. Was there something interesting about what they're working on in the financialization of opportunity?
I think for sure this, the idea of being able to give more agility to financial tool sets.
Yeah.
Agility is really important. I think that, there's a definitely rigidity to the traditional ways that often basically are not inclusive of the younger future generation, which essentially we're calling emerging markets.
Right.
And that rigidity just really sort of basically just hampers potential, okay? I come from a television filmmaking business. When we make a show, we're not specifically making it for one demographic. Everyone has eyes and ears, so everyone potentially is a customer. But that rigidity was locked into one of 4 television stations when I was growing up.
Right.
And now you have hundreds. And that's great because it means more people can see it. So that's how I liken, this opportunity to look at a tool set like Stellar to sort of get more people in the conversation.
And I know you do a ton of humanitarian work. The idea of unlocking potential, what does that mean in that work that you're doing?
It's a good question. There's, humanitarian work for me is kind of giving a voice to those that don't have a voice. Not to be their voice, but to give them an opportunity to speak up, to offer their own solutions, okay? So in agriculture, my wife and I speak about food security. Oftentimes, the smartest people in the room are the actual people that are hungry, not the people that come with all these ideas about how to fix someone's problem. Someone that lives every day knows how they can do it. They just need the tool sets to do it. And that voice is often unheard. So for me, the bridge between humanitarian work and this idea that there are these tools that financially can open up capability is a real sort of seamless, partnership. And when it comes to sort of, again, my creative perspective, unlocking the opportunity to allow people to tell more stories that actually can benefit their outlook on life, benefit the future by telling the stories and unlocking that. That's where, tools like Stellar can be really helpful, basically.
And you were just talking about, for example, that there are creators in West Africa who might be unbelievable storytellers and producers, and yet even just the ways in which they can't benefit from that system keeps them smaller.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about how technology actually is an accelerant to the creative process?
Yeah, so I mean, the best way to illustrate that, if you just look at the traditional filmmaking process, when you make a movie, you're not only making the movie on the budget for the actual practical making of it, but then you've got an element of that budget which is about distribution, marketing, okay, copywriting and protection. And this budget has to spread over this, okay? if you're a young emerging filmmaker, you might be able to get one of those. You might be able to market your film even though you haven't made it.
Right.
You've got a script and you can get it in front of people. You can draw pictures on it and you can really market it, but you can't actually get the finance to make it. Okay? So here comes a tool set which allows you to absorb the agility of sort of financial solutions. With this tool set, there's a way to perhaps crowdfund my idea in a way that's kind of safe and of like-minded people, right? And as well as that, there's a tool set where there's a distribution model that allows people that are really into what I'm doing or to also participate. So that's how I see there's all this potential. Of course, traditionally, you know, it's a safe, I say safe, but it's a safe, you know, well-trodden road. The way films are financed and distributed, everyone's doing it. It's been done very well. This is a new way of looking at that, but it's a new way for a new kind of brain, a new kind of opportunity. And actually, this can leapfrog that because that agility is just more, hey, we're here to do it. And so that's what's really interesting for me as a filmmaker that's from a traditional system, saying, wow, how about these tools over here, you know?
And the areas that you're focusing on has a large amount of unbanked people. And so the idea that you can actually pull resources out of the system to fund your creative work seems to be the unlock.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much that can unlock. But mind you, I talk about the creative industries, of course, but this is applicable to different areas. Education, for example. Education needs financing. Teachers need to be paid. Books need to be, you know, ideas need to be distributed. And there is, again, this potential to unlock the potential of spreading, getting more affordable education into the people that need it, that are hungry for it. Healthcare. There is a real potential for the solutions around healthcare, distribution, financing, to be unlocked using these tools. And that's really like, so yes, of course, filmmaking and storytelling is a crucial part of that, but so is health, so is education.
And so just finally, it sounds like the opportunity of blockchain and really just the sort of financial tools that allow storytelling to happen in a direct way with your supporters, with your fans, and with other creators seems to be the thing to focus on.
I mean, absolutely. You know, I come from an era where the explosion of hip hop was done by the mixtape. And the mixtape at the time was, you know, I'm recording my music onto this actual physical tape and I'm going to distribute that, okay? Then that turned into CDs and that turned into playlists.
Right.
Point is, my fans found different ways to come with me on my journey and became this. Right. So even Jay-Z used to sell mixtapes. Master P created his entire industry on mixtapes. His distribution model was his car and his trunk, okay? This is no different. This allows a digital solution to that sort of format.
So Master P was the godfather of the blockchain.
No, I'm saying he's the master. He's given us a blueprint of how to connect with your fans in the same way, and this tool set allows us to do that in the same way.
Idris, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Yes,
All right.